Hello and welcome to the Back Pocket 2021 Video Game Awards for excellence in video games as voted on by us, the hosts of the Back Pocket 2021 Video Game Awards for excellence in video games. I'm Nick.
I'm Steph.
I'm Gus.
I'm Peter.
And this is it. This is the final video for the year for Back Pocket and the final video in 2 days of straight recording videos.
My head is sore.
Oh, Pete cried just before we started doing this and said, I don't want to do anymore. And then looked at Gus and said, I'll take you home. Take me home and you can watch me play Metroid Dread.
Instead.
But this is the game of the year. This is it. We've done our personal top 10s.
Yep.
This is now as a group, what we decide the 10 best games that came out this year. We are the
committee.
We are the
represent
committee.
us.
Yep.
Everything we hold dear in games will be
Forever.
encapsulated forever.
It will. Show the big list. Show the big list. Show the big list of games.
I am wearing my glasses for this video because the
There are
list
so
is
many
so
games.
big that the games are printed so small to fit on the screen and I can't read them.
I just would prefer that you've needed them the whole time and you've just I've not bothered to read or look at anything previously. Now it's important.
No, I've been able to do it all the way up until this point, but now there are so many tiny games on the screen that I was like, I'm gonna need some help.
I just wanted to bring this up as a reminder
Yes.
of what our top 10 was last year.
Oh, yes, nice.
Work backwards.
Work backwards, please. And of course, I will work backwards with what should have won. Number 10, Paradise Killer. Controversy. Love it. Number 9, Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah.
Number 8, Cyberpunk.
Should have been higher.
Number 7, Flight Simulator.
Oh yeah.
Number 6, Call of Duty Warzone.
Yeah, it's good.
That was,
that
that was Gus's
last
gimme.
year?
Yeah. Number 5, Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
Animal Crossing New
Animal
Horizons.
Crossing, yeah.
Number 4,
Yeah.
Immortals Phoenix Rising.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was a great game.
Yeah.
Number 3, Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Hell yeah. Haven't played it.
Yeah. Number 2, Hades.
Yeah.
Nice.
Number
Yeah.
1, The Last of Us Part 2.
Oh, of course. Oh, of course.
Yeah.
There's a few I
Man,
I
last
don't want
year
to talk
was
about it. There's a few
epic.
I'd totally
Yes.
rearrange now.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%.
That list
That's no. We should not be trusted with
Cyberpunk
video game
first.
opinions.
Next year. Next year.
Next year's
Okay.
Cyberpunk's Redemption Year.
So let's look at the big list. The way we're going to start this off is you have seen a bunch of videos if you've watched the other Game of the Year ones that have been out before this one, where we've talked at length about a lot of these games that we like. So this is less about talking about those games and more just ranking these games. So we're going to be pretty harsh at the top. Just start cutting things left, right, and center
Yep.
to get this list down to a 10 or at
10.
least a 15 that we can then argue about. So
Yep.
Pete, do you want to start the cutting?
I sure do. I
And
really do.
Will's going to be doing this, so we will be going fast within reason.
And nothing personal, kid.
And
Is an anime meme. Mm-hmm. Far Cry 6. That's not a top 10 game.
Oh man,
You made it
Oh,
sound
he
right.
made the sound.
He made a
the
sound.
rule was
He
if
made a
someone
sound.
makes a
Sable.
sound.
Yep.
Fair. Sable is gone.
12 minutes.
12 minutes.
That's fucking fair.
I mean,
Why?
yes, of course. Just so disappointed. I would have expected that
Yep.
to be at the top of the list.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
You asked me
Steph.
at the last year.
Will, just put your hand up if something goes cataclysmically wrong.
Yeah. fair.
Yeah.
Sable's in the left-hand row. Yeah, cool.
Oh yeah, we should give him.
No, Sable was there twice.
Oh, it's there twice.
Sable
okay.
was in the left-hand row. So.
Cool.
Oh wow. No, we should give him like second from the left column. Yeah, so he doesn't have to.
Steph.
Battlefield 2042.
Yeah, what a
It does
shame.
have to go.
Chicory, A Colorful Tale can go because I've only played 10 minutes of it so far.
Not a top 10 game.
Fair enough.
Fair. I am going to... Carl, do you need a bit of time, Will, to catch up? Give you a beat. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of, from the middle column, Overboard.
Oh, yeah.
Not a top 10 game.
Great
Middle
game, though.
column.
Great game.
Bottom, COD Vanguard. I feel like I need to kill that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Steph?
Third column at the bottom, Tribes of Midgard. I love that game, but it is not.
Mm-hmm. It's not making it.
It's not our game of the year.
Yeah.
Yep.
Also in the third column, halfway down, Boomerang X.
Mm-hmm.
Very fun game.
Yep.
Very fun gameplay mechanics.
Yep.
It's gone.
The Medium, a brilliant game. Gone. Not top 10. It was, yeah. It's
A
really
brilliant game.
Good. It is.
Brilliant?
Yeah, absolutely.
Interesting. I thought I knew you better than apparently I do.
You didn't play it though.
I watched you play it the whole time.
No, you played for 2 hours or whatever on that stream we did. And I want to finish
No,
it.
fair.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Like,
Good game.
Good game.
can we just make Halo Infinite 1? I know we argued how we split it for like more discussion.
It is one.
It's not.
It
Oh,
absolutely
make
is
it
one
one.
game.
Let's
Make it
one.
one.
It totally is one game.
Make
yeah.
it one game.
Yeah, not multiplayer.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant make it at number 1.
No,
I was
no.
like, calm down.
So middle. Of
Okay, sure. Yeah,
Everybody's
that's
one
fine.
game.
No, that's
I just
fine.
killed
It-
Halo.
it-
Yeah.
it's
Kept Halo
greedy
Infinite.
for Halo to take up 2 spots on a list.
Totally.
Or for you to have to split it.
Yeah,
well, the
Make it one-
campaign
it's
should
one
not be
game.
on this
It's
list.
one game.
All right, that was me. Steph.
I would remove. Age of Empires 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Sure.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not top 10.
None of us were compelled enough
First
to play
column.
much of it.
Close to the bottom-ish.
Toem can go from this list as well. I know Will liked it.
Will was a fiend for it.
As much as you like any game, which is you don't understand why you like it. It wasn't even on your top 10 though, was it? No.
There's no lake here.
It's not like here.
Peter.
Returnal.
Left column.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, that
Left column,
might be
Returnal.
mine.
3 down.
I will take out left column, bottom Chivalry 2.
Sorry, Pete.
Fine.
Oh, he made a noise. Steph.
First column at the top, Back for Blood. I loved it, but it's not Game of the Year.
I like that we all have to kill our own darlings.
Yeah, I feel.
Yeah.
Well, it's also like I know that I know the ones that you guys won't fight for.
Yeah.
That I don't feel particularly belong there. So I'm like, that's an easy.
Yep.
Yeah. Middle category, Guardians of the Galaxy. No, I'm kidding. Death's Door.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Guy.
Yeah.
Middle
I
of-
really like Death's
People-
Door.
people
it
really
was a
loved
lot
it,
of
yeah.
fun, but it felt
I-
like 70% of the thing that I wanted it to be.
That's
Right.
on Switch. I might take. That's going to be another holiday game for me.
Didn't you
actually.
finish it?
No. No.
Oh, okay, right, okay, yeah.
No.
yeah.
I would get rid of Genesis Noir from top 10.
Yep.
Right column.
All right. Yep. Sorry.
I am going to take out far right column. Oh, this is so batshit. I forgot Far Cry 6, and it didn't go into my top 10. But it's there with Riders Republic, and I'd like to cull Riders Republic.
Wow.
Ooh.
Which is kind of a slip up on my end. I reckon Far Cry 6 could have made my top 10, actually.
Interesting.
Yeah, I dropped the ball on that one.
Because it was in your favorite gameplay mechanic as well.
Yeah.
So it's not like you forgot that
Forgot
it
the game
existed for the
existed.
awards
That's
when you were
true.
filling out that document.
But I definitely did for the 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Just slip by.
Yeah. Get rid of both of them.
Yeah.
Now Far Cry 6, the one I made the noise about. Went back around.
We'll give it one more loop.
Yeah, one more.
Appreciate
Enjoy this time with the game while you have it.
Oh God, don't blink, it'll be gone. Pete, you gotta kill one. Oh wait, no, Steph. Sorry, Steph.
Steph's the murderer.
Do we care about Loop Hero enough that we want it to be in the top 10?
I don't, but I
No.
think it's gonna win some Game of the Years. Like,
No.
I think it'll be one of those like indie.
Oh, yeah. We're 10, aren't we? I'm still thinking in 5s.
Yeah, my thing is it's a unique idea. It's like a time waster. What are they called? Like the
Clicker.
clicker game,
Yeah.
but with mechanics.
He made a
it's a
noise.
melt-
Okay,
noise.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
He made
Fine.
noise, he made noise.
Dread Hunger. I loved it,
Yep.
and
No, I
I
agree.
think it's amazing.
Yeah. It's not top 10.
But it's not top 10.
Good.
Yeah.
I wanted to cut that earlier, but I had a respect for my friends. I didn't.
Well, I want you to keep that feeling inside when we come up against games like
Psychonauts
Psychonauts.
2.
Everyone, the whole couch.
All right, Peter.
Psychonauts
That's
2.
Nick's turn.
It's a top 10. My turn.
There's
oh, okay. this is
only
getting-
good games.
Yeah, this is
There's
getting
only
hard
good
now.
games.
We are
over
at
here.
the pointy end.
That's true. There are only good games here.
Yeah.
You can't skim for the shit one.
Shit. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! This video is gonna be so long. Okay.
Fuck.
Far Cry 6.
Yeah.
We're at that. We're at Far Cry 6 point.
You're allowed to circle back to a noisemaker.
we always say it. You're allowed to circle back to a noise bag.
It's a known.
Yeah.
It's a known thing. It's a known
No
thing.
thing.
This one might hurt a little bit, Nick. Hitman 3 is not top 10.
Yeah. So
How many were we at now?
25, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Yeah. So I feel bad for Hitman 3 because, my God.
So early in the year.
Recency bias,
Yeah.
totally. Early in the year. We all loved that game. It is, like, the German nightclub level.
Yeah.
The German nightclub level.
For me, the mana level.
The mana level.
Yeah. The mana level. Like,
I'm making a noise.
What were okay?
it's not top 10. It was on my personal top 10, and I removed it. Like, I decided, for me, it's not top 10. It wasn't on your top 10.
I know, but it was like 13.
What? Okay, but what about what about all of our what about if we made a list of all of our top threes and just had a look at that, and would that make up the first part of the list?
I know what you're saying. It's like now call the top.
So
It betrays the idea of the pain of the list, I think.
yeah,
enjoy
I
the
agree.
pain.
Because to me,
No, but I'm all about efficiency.
but to me, that's not. We as a group have decided on something. I get 3 games here, and then there are like 9 or not 9, however many, 7 games where I'm
but
like.
some of them overlap.
Some
Nah,
of them
I like
overlap,
that
but
idea. No.
I think we should
No.
persist until
We need to
we're
kill
stuck.
games.
We need to
kill
persist until we're
games.
actually
We are
stuck.
murdering
Yep.
from the foot up. It's very painful. We can
Yeah,
lop
yeah,
the head
yeah.
off
Yeah.
and it'll be painless,
Yeah,
but we
that's
are
true. That's
severing
true.
inch by inch as we go up.
Yeah.
Okay, Hitman.
That was the one.
This is
that
a
was
killing
the
the
one
darling.
bargain I was going to give you for Psychonauts 2. And
This
you
is not how it works. You do not hold me hostage.
That was all you had, Nick.
Or I start talking Valheim, I start talking unpacking, I start talking whatever other bullshit you like.
Okay.
And let it be known it is bullshit.
All right.
Okay, but I do.
Hitman's not top 10. Hitman's not top 10.
I reckon
Look at that list. It's not top 10.
just let it go.
Our top 10.
Yeah.
Us.
Just let it go. Just let it go.
It's
I see
12,
you-
it's
see
12 or
you-
13.
I see you, Hitman. I see
you,
you,
Eidos,
Agent 47.
Yeah.
You don't
Okay.
care. You don't care about it.
13.
Deep down.
Put that down for 13th in pencil, though.
In the, deep
It was
in your
there,
belly, you
and
know
we
it's
just
not-
snuck up
you know,
behind it with
yeah.
the piano wire. Off it went. You didn't even know.
Yep.
Okay, it's a double Nick blow. Outer Wilds
Blow
and
him.
the Eye.
Blow
No,
him.
that's okay.
Now, I
That's okay.
thought that's one that hearing you in a previous
That's a
video.
DLC, and the
Yeah, it's not.
and it
the
was a
core
good
of-
DLC, but
Yep.
it's not.
Oh,
Yeah, that's okay. No, you're okay. You're good. You're good. You're good. You touch any of the other games, I fucking neck you. Steph.
Loop Hero.
I would keep Loop Hero over Artful Escape.
So would I.
But
I would-
But we're not at that point yet. We're not at bargaining
your
point.
turn.
I know. I'm sorry I spoke up. I'll shut up.
if she takes Artful Escape, I will fuck you up.
Have you thought about Artful Escape?
No, this is not fair.
That's how I haven't played it, so
Sure.
I feel like I can't be that person. What about? How do we feel about?
I've got a really good idea, actually.
Will
Resident-
passed out.
Resident Evil that was in your top 10? Did you
Ooh,
feel
oh,
committed
see,
to it?
I
Resident
really
Evil-
want to keep that.
Yeah,
Top 10.
it wasn't even in my top 10, but when I think of Resident Evil, I think of Back Pocket.
I had a real, as I said, that was a
Yeah,
fucking
but we
roller
did it.
coaster.
We
and
loved that
I
game.
threw up afterwards.
You
Like
loved
a
that
roller
game.
coaster. I don't want to go on it again, but it was that
Yeah,
time
you
I
loved
had with
it. Didn't you?
I liked it fine.
I thought you really liked it.
It was so silly. It was
That's
so-
what I was like.
so
When I think
dumb.
about it, it was
Great.
really dumb.
That's
Yeah.
great.
But
That's part of the-
way.
that's
Remember
fine.
when the hand got
But-
chopped off. Remember when you killed those hot sisters?
Yeah.
Remember the guy? Remember the guy in the hat?
Heisenberg.
Yeah.
Remember the guy in the hat?
Remember the
the tank
plastic
battle?
tank? The plastic
Made of
Plastic
Polyam-
tank.
Polyamory.
Remember the dumb fish
Polyamory.
level? Oh yeah, we should also say full spoilers for this.
I mean, I don't know. Anything else that I choose on that list, you
No,
guys
go
are going
for
to
it.
have a problem with.
I don't think.
There's nothing on there.
Oh,
that
it's
you-
hard. We're at a hard point.
Road 96.
I didn't play more than 2 hours of it, so I'm.
Oh man.
It really, it
Oh,
did something
man.
to these two when they came back, and like they were just like.
Yeah.
I would keep
Right.
Road 96 over Resident Evil. I'm at the bargaining point.
I would keep. Yeah, but I keep them both. Have you thought about Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart and whether or not we really want it on this list?
I would get rid of it.
I know. No, I was gonna have. I have another suggestion similar, but I'm okay with that as a discussion to have.
Yeah,
How
okay.
do you feel?
Oh, fuck, let's axe it. Let's let
Yeah,
it go.
cool.
Axe it. Oh,
yeah.
nice. Okay, cool.
And while I'm at it, Artful Escape.
That wasn't the noise. It was a noise.
Is it a top 10 game of the year, or is it
No.
the
A,
third best art
delightful
of
romp,
the year?
a delightful romp through
Yeah,
a
it was-
music and artistic journey. And
If it was
also-
any longer, I would have been bored of it.
Yep.
So that's where I will. It was like a perfect
Yeah.
time of a game, but it was short, and in that sense, I don't think it stands up against other things there.
yeah, but like then he made a good decision to make it the length that it was.
That's true.
That was
That's
a
a
good. That was a
good-
good.
that's good
That was a
game.
brilliant
good
game design.
choice.
Good
Bring
game
it back.
choices.
We'll leave it. Leave it.
There was moments where I worried for how much more fun that game would be as I was playing it, and it
Pokemon Unite.
Wow.
Good
let him do it.
Good game. I don't think it's a top 10 idea. I think it's a great execution, but I don't think it's necessarily a top 10 idea.
Then
How does everyone else feel
Yeah,
about
that makes me sad, but yeah.
It makes
These
me
will
sad
all
too.
make
It makes
me
me sad
sad.
too. I'm sad. I'm just sad.
This episode just makes me sad.
Okay. I actually don't know why this is still there,
Oh,
because I would argue that Forza Horizon 5
Yeah.
Yes.
is not a.
yes, let's
Yeah.
kill it.
Oh,
This
it's
makes
a
me happy. again.
Great game.
It's
though.
funny, you look at it and you go, wait, I've played 4 of these. Arguably, 3 is still the best, and 5 is great.
I would
Not a
definitely leave it on top 10, but I think as a back pocket crew, it's not a back pocket game.
Yeah, it can go.
What are we up to?
How do we feel about
Is it a
Steph's
Steph?
turn.
It's a Steph crack.
Steph choosing?
10, 12, 14. We're at 15. We only need to get rid of 5 more before we can order them.
5 games.
We have to
on
get rid
this
of
list.
5 more.
Oh my god.
Loop Hero.
Yep. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Loop Hero gone. Oh fuck.
Okay.
Oh, fuck.
Shit.
Nick.
Nick, don't let the Forgotten
mean-
City and Guardians
Okay.
touch.
So
They're gonna touch. William.
Okay. So I'm gonna do the first hard one. 'Cause I think.
The Y and the G, they'll touch.
Forgotten City Guardian. It becomes one game and the list gets shorter. Let's start joining games together.
Nice.
Oh, that's
elegant.
Um.
Elegant solution.
Okay. Should unpacking be on this list?
Don't you come after me. Don't you come after me, sir.
But you're the
But Stephanie,
only
you're the only one that
person
would
who
I would
defends
I'm the
also
only one
defend
that
it.
played it.
I would defend. I played
Yeah,
it.
but I'm actively avoiding it. Is how uninterested I am.
I played
in this
20
game.
minutes on the Xbox and I hated so this has nothing to do with this. The controller doing it with
suck
controller
with
was
the controller.
horrible.
It's fucking
So that has
suck
nothing to do
with
with
the
the game. So I only played 15 to 20 minutes of it. And
It was a triumph.
Okay, she made a very big noise.
That was a big noise. So we get rid of 5.
Well, again, sorry, Valheim.
it does a lot of good things. Does a lot of good things.
She doesn't even break character at this point. She's
Yeah.
just shitty.
Yeah.
She's just pissed at this whole system. Yeah, Valheim. I don't know. Like, it's a game.
What does it
that-
do new?
Yeah, what does it do?
What does it even do, Stephanie?
Like, how many fucking survival games can we
Steph, I want you to
possibly
convince-
play
But
I
and
feel-
put on lists?
But I feel like it was yes, it was a survival game, and I know that there were a lot of survival games, but like it really captured people in a way that was like so wonderful when you saw what people were building. It was a really unique world that we got to spend time in. It was visually beautiful. It had it wasn't just like live in the world and survive. We had objectives that we had to go and like defeat all of these bosses. It had an end game. It was like it was an absolute joy. When I think of like this past year, I think about the time that I was in my house, and then I think about the time that I was in Valheim. Like I was there.
Yep.
That's how much time I spent in that world.
That is a very justified and personal attachment to that game. I love survival games, and I played a lot of them. I bought this and booted it up to play with you guys, and just through a timing thing, didn't end up finding the time to play at the same time. But I did play about a few hours by myself in the game, and I had a terrible time with it. I was playing it probably wrong. I was running after a wolf that I couldn't keep up, a boar that I couldn't kill, I got stuck in a forest. I went to build my workbench over it, and it was still saying it wasn't covered. Like, I had a very uniquely bad time with it, and I did not play it the way you did. That said, the game did not... So for me personally, and this is like you have your personal attachment to how you played that game, mine is that I just really didn't enjoy it, and it didn't do enough to make me say, keep going, there's fun here.
But
And
that to me, like,
and there was nothing as a survival game that I was like, I will persist here because I see something in the workings of
So
it that
can
made me
I
stand
can I ask? Imagine that you played this game without playing it with anyone else.
Which is
But
what
that's not how the game
that's,
is
Yeah,
designed.
that's I don't
That's
think
like
that.
saying
Sure.
you played It Takes Two by yourself. Like
would
that's not how you.
No, but like, but I guess then I'm saying like the fun of It Takes Two is amplified by playing with someone else, but the game itself is incredibly fun. And if there was a co-op player there, I would still be having a blast in that game. If you had turned that game into a single player game, I would still have a blast in that game. Is Valheim only fun because it is a social lubricant in which you had fun with other people, but it as a video game is not actually doing anything particularly?
No, I don't think
Okay.
that.
I don't
think
think
you
so
can
at all.
separate
I-
those two things.
when
Because that is the experience
Yeah.
of that game, is playing with people.
That's
and
saying that number one game on our list
And we
should be
sp-
Thursday Night Back Pocket.
We spent so much time in that world for a reason. Like it was beautifully created, and it took the kind of building mechanics of survival games and elevated into something like really beautiful that people were making. Like you saw that fucking like Lothlorien elf tower that our Pocketeers made. Like it was beautiful. Like
Yeah, but I still see that as a thing that, like, I don't think that reflects what the game was offering. The game was a tool set, and that was the people creating something amazing.
but that's what
with their-
survival games are.
And that's why I think they should never be in a top 10 list.
I just feel like I've played a bunch of survival games and I understand they all have similarities, but there was something special about this one that made it so incredibly popular. It did so well. You
Yeah,
saw
you
how
can't
many
argue
people
with
were
the
playing with
numbers.
it. Yeah, it was.
Icarus isn't selling like Valheim. sold.
Fuck no, it was insane and it was amazing and I love it.
Okay,
It was my number 2.
okay, get rid of Psychonauts 2.
And unpacking.
Look at this now. He's really making you look like a bad person. Lets you.
I
your
think
game and then-
get rid of Psychonauts 2 because I love Psychonauts 2 and I think it's awful that it's not on this list. And I think that I put that squarely on the heads of all three of you for being losers who never played it. But I think it's a really special game that you will find the joy in one day and you'll be really excited that you played it.
Well, what are you two both going to sacrifice then if I have to sacrifice unpacking?
Halo. I'm fucking kidding.
Good night, everybody.
Halo would not be on this list.
Never stop recording.
There's nothing for me to sacrifice, really. The only three things that
Resident Evil.
I feel. Okay, here's the three things, and see if you think there should be a sacrifice in this. Here's the four things that I definitely think should be on this list.
Yep.
Guardians, It Takes Two, Before Your Eyes, and Halo.
Will, can we order this list in a way of like the 100% keeps, just so we know what we're dealing with?
Yeah.
Well, there's that thing except for saying
Stuff on the left is
we're in this.
100% keeps, yeah.
Yeah. So we're putting Guardians on that side. We're putting It Takes Two on that side. We're putting
Before Your
Eyes
Eyes.
on that side.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes?
And we're putting
Halo on that side.
Yep.
As a top 10 game, as if it's not.
Halo on that side.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's give it a little time to sort that out. Deathloop wasn't a sure thing.
I mean, it is to me.
It is for I think as a
10? Come on.
yeah.
It's in the 5.
Yeah, the bottom 5 of the top 10.
Yeah.
I think Deathloop could come across comfortably.
I'm worried you guys are going to come after Metroid Dread, but I'm willing to have that discussion. Like,
You're going to come up.
I don't want to get sprung.
I've been dancing around it, but
I don't wanna
also
get-
because
yeah.
but my bargaining, I'm using it as a bargaining
Game
chip.
is so good.
If you want to keep Metroid Dread, then you have to let me keep unpacking and Valheim.
Unpacking in Valheim.
We only need
I
to
would
cut
keep-
3. We
I
only
would
need to
keep-
lose 3 games.
I would keep Valheim over Unpacking because I think it is more interesting. I don't play a lot of survival games because I find them pretty dull. But when I do play them, it's the hook of them is interesting compared to the hook of the other survival games. And the hook of Valheim is the gods that you fight.
So that's the thing I want to be
I think it's
convinced
actually
about. Yeah.
I think it's actually got it gives the game a narrative. You're writing the narrative, but it gives the game a reason to be doing all the mundane shit you do in survival games because they are mundane.
So
And by powering yourself up to be powerful enough to take on something bigger and work cooperatively with people. I think it gave the game an action element that is more interesting than most survival games have.
I'm more convinced in that way because that is something that is unique that it brings, distinct, one might even say, to Valheim.
I could part with Life is Strange.
Is that a top 10 game in a series that we've seen a few iterations of, and maybe it's the best version of the series so far, but is it a top 10 video game of 2021?
It had a great story. We've talked about that.
So you got to convince on that one.
And I think it's great. But to me, Valheim and Unpacking are my two games that I know you guys aren't sold on that I want to defend because I think
they deserve to be there.
They deserve to be there, and I think
does Unpacking really deserve to be there?
You just don't get it, Nick. You just don't get it because you haven't been through that experience and you don't see the joy in it. It was like no one's ever told a story that way before, and it was really beautiful and affecting. And I know it's small and it seems silly, but it is.
No, it's not. It's not that it's. I love small and silly.
There's so much beauty in the simplicity of it.
I guess. Yeah, I guess.
But having one person out of our four here who that didn't click with shows that it might not have as much of a universal
it didn't
appeal.
not click. He hasn't played it at all.
At all?
No, I'm actively avoiding.
Sorry, I can get a bit of it.
I'm not trying to go after. I guess for me it's like it feels, and I haven't played it, but it feels like a toy as opposed to a game.
No.
It feels like a digital experience.
My impressions of it, and Steph played through all of it. I didn't finish it, but my feeling as I was playing it was that I was playing something.
Yeah.
It wasn't that it was like it immediately feels like it immediately imbues importance on the items, and then it becomes a game in how well you dress the space for you.
But is it better than anything else on that list?
But it's not even about that. It's about you're living through the story of someone's life, and you're seeing the decisions they make and the relationships they form play out through their living spaces and their belongings, and you're watching that stuff change. And then and all of us have been through those. All of us have been through those life stages, and we've never thought about them in this way. But when presented to you in this way, it's uniquely intimate, and I feel like I've never played anything like that before, and it at once tells the really beautiful story of someone's life and creates this kind of weird mental health kind of what do you call it? Cozy.
Oh,
Hyuga.
Yeah, the cozy vibe feeling.
Of doing something that makes you feel that makes you feel like
Totally
peaceful.
Yeah,
but and this sounds clinical and a bit unemotional. Like, this is the list where we don't think about the game as much as how it sits in comparison to everything that's on this list.
Yes.
So
But to me, I feel like I understand that it's hard to compare to fucking Deathloop, but it's a very different genre of game, and I think it's valid in its place there.
But you were willing to depart with Life is Strange
Yes.
and True Colors, and Nick is where we got on a sticking
Maybe
point
not.
there.
Oh, Life is Strange.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get rid of Life is Strange.
Okay.
I had to think about it. No. Well, like I was like, we
yep.
need 3. So,
Yeah.
but I love Life is Strange. But yes, I think that
Yep.
yeah,
So we need to ditch 2?
2 more.
Yeah.
8, 9, 10. Yes, 2 more.
I do think Road 96 deserves to be up there, but I could see it go.
I was about to say the same thing, and in exactly the same way. Like, I think it should be there. I could also see if it goes. It's one of those things where, I don't know, played it, adore it. It's on my top 10. It really hit me. But well, I think that the one that for whatever reason I keep coming back to, as being, I go to cut it and then I go, no, it's got to stay on there, is Resident Evil Village, and I don't know why, because it's not on my personal top 10, but I think that it felt. I think what it is that like Resident Evil 7 turned me off so hard because it was so horrifying. Resident Evil Village was like the first game this year.
Think back to that paddock where you're fighting a giant mechanical car monster.
Totally. But that.
What?
But that's
That was dumb.
exactly.
Yeah.
Think about the level.
You're not gonna beat me on how dumb it gets. You're just making me harder for this game.
The fucking like swamp bridges, and you're fighting a giant fish man.
My comparison,
Yeah,
I
look,
was
the
like,
fish guys.
Okay, there was a part of the game that wasn't great, but I still stand by my
Several
analogy.
parts
It
of
is
the
literally a
game.
roller coaster. You finish a roller coaster and you go, I want to go straight back on it. You're like, I'm done. But I was screaming and
I would argue that a good roller coaster you do want to ride again immediately.
well, roller coasters do go back on the list.
I think that for me it was a game that came out. It was beyond Hitman. It was the first really big game that came out in the year.
Yeah.
We all played it for Game Club. It was this thing that we all got delighted by in various levels. I think you were probably the coolest on it, but I seem to remember you enjoying it. I could be wrong though. I don't want to put words in.
Yeah,
your mouth.
I did.
thought you
I enjoyed it more than I thought I would.
Yeah, okay,
It
yeah,
was the
cool,
thing.
yeah.
Like I didn't have like the worst time, but
It certainly
if I
doesn't
had
need to be
if
in
I
my
had
top
never
10.
played it, I'd be like, that's also fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. It certainly doesn't need to.
I really want it to stay.
It was just such a like fun, stupid, ridiculous.
Did we decide that Road 96 is going?
Well,
We didn't
that
decide
yeah,
that,
yeah.
but it's up in the air.
Oh, that's
I
it
feel
is-
like
It could go.
and I would lose Forgotten City
I'm
before I
gutted
lost
that
that.
Road.
But I don't really have much weight behind losing Forgotten City because I haven't played this version of it.
I'm sad Road 96 is going as someone who didn't finish it, knowing what kind of like emphasis they put on that full story that is the reason all these characters are moving around. I was
think it's a
intrigued by
uniquely
that,
told
but I never
story.
got to it, so I'm not sad to see.
Okay, well, before we cut,
Yep.
what if we move a couple more games over to the left? How does that?
The
Because
Mustangs.
okay, so
You're gonna
let's talk about Inscription.
Yeah.
And are we willing to put what is the best game of the year into our top 10?
I'm happy to. I feel like I know that that's your baby, and you got rid of Psychonauts too.
This is your Paradise Killer.
Yeah.
But it's a much more palatable Paradise Killer this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, and for as far as I got through it, I fucking loved that, and I loved what it did. I just know I didn't gel with the end of it, but I loved that you did and other people did. So I think that could definitely go over.
Yeah.
Put it in number 10, baby.
That's just the Nick spot. Like,
That's a Nick gimme.
okay, then Deathloop. I think it should be over there.
Deathloop and Resident Evil are in
Oh,
are in my head in the same category of both
why
being.
did you say that?
Well, they're both in my head for being like good
Video
versions.
game experiences.
Yeah, but Deathloop is a better video game experience.
Yes, I agree.
Resident Evil is still
I agree.
a clunky
I definitely
Resident Evil
agree.
game, and I do think, and I much preferred Resident Evil 7 for doing something weird and impactful. And I don't think Village. Is,
All right, Voldemort, calm down.
I don't think Village had as much. I don't think Village had as much impact as an idea. It just was.
For me,
You know?
I know where you're
Deathloop
coming
is a
from.
thing that people will look at and be
Do you
inspired
remember-
by. But Village is not going to inspire.
remember
me.
how, like, do you remember?
I remember
how much
everything.
we wanted to be hurt by that tall woman.
No, I had never
Like,
felt that. I never
but
felt
you,
that.
No, but you didn't feel that. but
Marketing.
You didn't lean into that idea of just like
That was-
look at this like.
That was a
look at the
that was a
design of
collective
this.
fetish that we all got dragged into unwillingly.
Yeah.
I think
I do not want to be stepped on.
No, I don't want to be stepped on by her, but there's something so just like
I was okay. So,
tantalizing
and I would
by
say
that
careful
vibe.
because when you put Deathloop and Resident Evil together, I picked Resident Evil, which I know is confusing,
Wow.
but it's like the way that game took me through its journey of it all was so organic in such a stupid way.
many-
It was like I kept, even just the way the world and the level was built, that you kept sort of winding back and the time of day changed and these characters kept, it was non-stop for me, whereas Deathloop was stop and start, and that broke me a little bit on how, I saw all the mechanics of that game and that was what was fun about it, but I had to see.
Okay, let's talk about Forgotten City then. Forgotten City?
Okay.
I would put it on there, but that's me. I think so granted what I'm also taking into account here
Is that it's
is like
the
team size,
Yep.
like the execution of like a small team putting together something that's much more ambitious than what they should be able to pull off. That it takes a genre. where we
Valheim
saw-
was 2 people.
Yeah, and it shows.
Metroid was-
the only thing that makes
Metroid
Valheim
was a
good is
small
when
child?
other people come into the game with you and help make it fun. I'm now just making fun of you. Forgotten City, like in a year where we had like 12 minutes, Deathloop. There was another time loop game as well. Almost Inscription. This, I think, it did so many smart things with the time loop genre that has been sort of taken off over the last 12 months. Yeah, that would be my pitch for why Forgotten City goes in there. But I'm also happy for it to be like
we're at a fucking stalemate.
like it was on my list as like 3 or something. So.
Yeah.
Are we suggesting what goes over to the left, not what
Yeah.
to cull?
Yeah.
Right, because
Yeah.
halfway through I'm like, these are all good reasons to get rid of it.
Yeah, yeah. I was like that at the start as well. That was so funny.
Yeah, small team. Get rid of that.
Small team, they don't need us.
There has been a lot of time loop games this year. Get it out of there.
Oh, it's so hard. They're all good.
If you had to choose between Road 96 and the Forgotten City, what would you choose?
To cull?
Yeah.
This
What
for
to
me?
keep? What would you keep between those two?
Forgotten City. I keep Forgotten City.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lose Road 96. It's a travesty.
It keeps circling
It's
round.
a travesty, but
That's
lose
a
it.
big
Drain,
mistake.
so I think-
That's a big mistake.
Yeah.
But yeah, lose it. But it's a big mistake. But lose it.
Is that 10?
No.
Fuck.
We still got to lose
Come on.
one
One
more.
game.
And
And someone hasn't budged on Valheim and unpacking.
Why are you singling out mine?
Because I cut fucking tons of my favorite games.
I got rid of Life is Strange.
We need to...
That was one of my favorite games.
That is true. He stayed quiet through that.
Steph, I think you need to concede on Valheim.
That's fucked.
I think you need to concede on Valheim. Because
That's fucked. That's fucked. What you're making me do.
Listen,
No,
just
we've
because
heard.
you don't like to play with other people because you're a weird loner doesn't mean that you can shit on my glorious multiplayer
Take the Red
experience.
Bull.
Yeah, all right.
Red Bull.
Okay, it was a joy for so many reasons.
I
It was one
agree,
of my
Stephanie.
favorite. Like
this is top
uh,
11. We're talking about top 11 now. Valheim can go.
I'm not driving home in that car.
Fine.
Fine. Valheim is wonderful.
Good choice.
Obviously.
Cannot believe
Unpacking
Billy's
is more
made it.
interesting. Unpacking is a much more interesting
You said the
execution.
opposite thing.
No, I didn't.
Literally 15 minutes ago.
No, I didn't.
You said Valheim was the more interesting. There's doing the more interesting thing.
No, I would never have said that.
Yeah, play the tape back.
No, I said Valheim is doing a more interesting thing than other survival games.
Right.
Yeah.
It is an excellent version of a survival game, which is why it should be even though sniffing this list, because survival games do not belong anywhere near here. Imagine putting a survival game on any list, like Sons of the Forest. No, get it off the list. It shouldn't be on a list.
You know what it is? To me, these survival co-op games are like if we put
That's like saying Minecraft is a shit game.
no,
That's
no,
like-
it is. But what to me it's like putting it's like putting. You're not at Spawn Pod anymore. You can admit it.
Oh my god!
Do you play Minecraft?
It's about having the creative freedom to have a sandbox world and create whatever you want. People have built
Making a
working
sandbox,
computers in Minecraft. Like that's amazing.
Yeah, not a good game though. To me, those kinds of games, it's like putting Call of Duty multiplayer on this list, or like
Says the
Halo.
man who wanted to put
multiplayer.
Halo.
No, I know, and we cut it because it's like the reason it's fun is because there's all these other people playing the game with you. It's not fun by yourself.
Which isn't
The game isn't fun.
Isn't a defining factor, but again, I threw my anecdotal version of my experience with it out there just to show that it's not perfect for everyone in different ways, and like you might play with some people and still not have fun. So, yeah, I just think there's a fly in the ointment of that one slightly, and so someone else say something, so just attack me next.
Yeah, I'll say something. We'll cut Valheim.
Will is sighing over there. Nice list.
Ladies and
oh,
gentlemen.
baby.
That's a list.
There's a
We
list.
got
Oh, look at
10.
all those great games.
Okay.
Resident Evil 10. Shouldn't be on there.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 10. No, I'm happy that Resident Evil is on there.
It being
That
there is
is
great.
a travesty that Resident Evil is on there.
Not at all.
No, it's not.
That
It's not a
game is
travesty.
an
It's not a travesty.
Gus and
All
I
these
had
games
a
are great.
fucking blast.
So fucking.
Walking
good.
back through that.
100% more people had. Oh no, 50% more people had fun in Resident Evil than did in Valheim.
I had fun in Valheim.
I know, 2 people did, and 3 people had fun in Resident Evil.
Okay. But I didn't have an exceptional time like you guys.
No, I know, but we had fun.
We had
And
fun.
We had a blast.
They had a blast. They had a blast.
If you had played Valheim with me, you would have had a blast. And
Valheim's
you-
gone.
Yeah, and that's why I like that. I like being around
gone.
you as a person, but you're not on my list of top video games in 2021.
Stupid.
But if there was a list, you'd be number one.
I'm the king of straw
Okay.
man arguments.
Okay. Excellent.
But I'm
Resident
happy
Evil
with
bottom
Resident
if
Evil
that's what
Village is
people
going to be
wanna know.
10. That's totally fine.
It's just
Let's be
weird.
clear. It is the worst game on this list by a
Every
long
time we
shot.
think about it, I don't think about.
Wow.
Like, every time we flash back to that game, I don't think about Heisenberg.
What a piece of shit.
I do. I think about Heisenberg.
I think about walking back
as a truck.
to that village
Yep.
and snow with goat heads. I'm like,
Yep.
oh, it was just so
That first
atmospheric.
horrifying hour, I think about the twist. Like, don't forget the story that at the end, like the twist at the end that you were dead. And that
It's so dumb.
is no,
Take it off the
no, but is so dumb. But also connecting to Resident Evil 7 and doing something where like all the weird shit that happens in that game, or not all of it, but some of it makes sense.
I also
like the
think
hand
it's-
regrowing back and stuff. You go,
I
oh,
think
they
this-
actually thought about what they're doing here.
This does what Halo Infinite
little-
does to a degree
little
as well. That 7 was jarring to Nick and I, and we didn't gel with it. And it was like almost they bit off more than they could chew, so they spat a little bit more out, and they made 8 it is 8, yeah.
They didn't bite off more than they could chew. They made a game for horror freaks when
yeah,
they should
and
have
they
made
were
a
like,
game
oh, it
for
needs
the general
this
public
more.
who have a horror bent.
And they found their perfect footing. Like, Resi Village is the perfect Resident Evil game, and they all need to be like that going forward.
Yeah,
So I think it needs
agree,
to be commended
agree.
for that.
Whatever, it's number 10. What's
Number
number
10,
9?
Will, do we have some sort of
We should
number
have a-
system going on?
Do we have
Yeah,
a
okay,
system
cool.
of ratings of numbers?
He's doing it now. Okay, so we put Resident Evil Village at 10.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Can I go home?
We haven't spoken about Metroid Dread,
Yeah, and I was
and I think
terrified
Gus
to
did a
bring
very
it
good
up.
job of not bringing it up.
He brought it up saying he was terrified that
were
someone would
coming
bring it
after
up.
it.
So
I knew I wasn't going near that. I knew that was your baby.
No, and I
great
appreciate
game.
that, and I now have to think about where it does sit in comparison to all these other games as well. And it's hard because I think I run into this a lot when I suggest things. It's like it's the purest video game thing. It feels like it's the story takes a back seat. It is mechanics. It is an old formula of like a very simple, just minute to minute fun.
I would
But
almost say that what we've got there,
we
the
s-
left-hand side is the top 5 in some order,
Yeah.
and the right-hand side is the bottom 5 in some order.
yeah. Yep.
Yep.
How do we feel about that?
Yep.
Yeah.
That
The
there
only
is something there.
Yeah, the only one I question is Inscription because it's such a specific game and like
Yeah.
but I haven't played it and I know you had a mixed experience with it though you immensely enjoyed the start of it and it's your game of the year.
And I would also say that even though it is doing a lot of things that I specifically really love, I just think the ambition of what it's doing and does really well. Like it's not just like trying to do something; it executes the thing that it's trying to do. Is so cool. It is so like taking advantage of the medium that you are using. I guess in the same argument as something like unpacking, where you go, you couldn't make a movie about someone
We'll just turn
unpacking
the
boxes
L's
for
into-
their whole
into
life.
Capital I's, and you've got Resident Evil 8.
And it's doing something with video games, the format.
Sure.
That is so.
But not to put them against each other, because I know we're far away
They're
on
in
the
direct
list.
competition.
They're sitting opposite each other. The fact that game, for me and a lot of other people I've heard on podcasting, has a drop-off point, has a point where it overreaches with its ambition, and I think
It doesn't. It just can't. There is a middle section that is about 30 minutes long that is not as incredible as the first part, but then the last part totally makes up for that, and the whole time there's this FMV other thing going on. Like everyone who
Sure,
plays
but what
it
I'm
and
saying
loves
is
it agrees the middle section is the weakest part of the game.
Yeah.
But
Metroid Dread number 6.
But what I'm putting there as a graph, sure.
6?
What I'm putting there as kind of a graph is that it does this. It's a high and a low,
He
and
wants it to
Metroid
be,
Dread
he
is
wants
just
it to
this
be
kind
in
of
the top
like
5.
just
I guess yes, yeah, I totally hear that.
perpetual dragging back enjoyment.
But
and
it's
nothing-
just
there's
like-
no downtime on it.
Yeah, but I guess
Right.
my argument for that is like, but it's just Metroid. It's Metroidvania, platformer. Like it's doing all the things that you know. it's hard to do that stuff well, but it's like there was nothing in Metroid where I was like, oh my god, this is a really unique idea. It was just like, yeah, this is totally what I expected from this genre of games. Whereas Inscription was constantly going, hey, video games. Like,
Yeah.
Yes, and I will agree with that. It's like in terms of inventiveness, Metroid has the fact that it has so much before it to draw from and to perfect and to polish. I would argue the Emmys aren't a gimmick. They felt like a cool new thing that they kept consistently the whole way through, that up until the last hour, I was still experiencing running into them and going, this is different and this is cool, and I haven't experienced this in any other game. I just think like as a pure video game experience, it's hard to fight against anything else, but it does need to go up a little bit.
I just
It's
looked
not
at the
9.
time. Don't do it. Don't look at the time.
Okay.
Okay.
Like I had more fun with it.
I like how Will has subliminally put Guardians of the Galaxy in number 1.
Yeah, we all saw that, late
It's just
boy.
casually sitting there.
Like at least push it over something like Deathloop, I think. Like I enjoy Deathloop, but there was this just
Is this Metroid?
Yeah.
I think there's an argument for Metroid to be 6.
Yeah,
That's-
that's what I said.
I will
Yeah.
totally take that. And
Yep.
And push everything else down.
Push
Yep.
everything else down a
Yep.
slot.
So where do you want? Where would you be comfortable with unpacking on this list?
Look, I'm just happy that it's on the list. I understand that you guys
10.
don't see the magic
No.
and the joy of it.
9.
Yeah, better than Resident Evil.
Yeah.
I think it's more interesting than Resident Evil.
Agree.
That it works.
Yeah.
It shouldn't work, and it fucking does.
I see. Okay. See,
I would,
the one
I would,
the
I
one
would
thing
play
Whereas
10
Resident
I would
Evil,
play another
I think
10
is-
unpacking games right up.
I think the same criticism that you have of Metroid Dread is true of Resident Evil, in that it's just a Resident Evil game.
Yeah,
Resident
totally.
Evil.
Yeah.
It's just
yeah.
it's
100%.
doing Resident Evil.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess that. Yeah. I don't need to push my luck.
Inscription 9.
No, but I would put Deathloop. Like I guess I would put Deathloop above unpacking for me.
Mm-hmm.
My thinking being that yes, I hear all the things about what makes unpacking special, but I also go like, I think it should work. I get the thing. I get taking a thing out and putting it in a specific spot and it feeling satisfying to put that thing there. To me, that's a gimme. That's like, yeah, you did it. You just needed to make that thing work, and that's what you did. Whereas Deathloop was like, here are a bunch of really ambitious ideas that we're putting in one video game, and we're executing on all of them except for the story.
Yeah, no, I agree.
That's
I agree.
fine.
Yeah. I personally would probably push Deathloop to the bottom of the left column and Inscription across to the top of the right column.
Ooh.
Because
Okay.
Metroid Dread just go down.
it did one.
It went down one. We're putting Deathloop above Metroid Dread.
I would put it 5 and Inscription
6.
6, 7, 8.
Yeah,
7,
okay.
And then I don't care.
Look, I'm okay with
Right,
that because it was number 1 on my list, and that's my list. So
Yeah,
this is the group list.
To get Inscription down a few to push up. Yeah, I'm okay.
I think that Inscription and Unpacking belong near each other in the sentiment of them being, if this being the back pocket list of there's only one person batting for these in a significant way.
As long as Inscription is above unpacking.
I guess we'll allow that.
Sure. The things that
So hang
you
on,
like are
Will
more
needs-
important
Will
than
needs
the
to
things
help
that
out.
I like.
Paradise Killer
Okay,
was 10
okay.
last year.
Yeah, and it did not deserve to be
did not
anywhere near the
deserve
list.
that
Not even sniffing that.
So
list.
Will, we're going to move Inscription to 6.
Yep.
No, 7. Unpacking down,
Deathloop
and
to
Deathloop
five.
across to 5
to 5.
before your eyes up to 4. Does that?
So
did
before
that
your
make
eyes got a little bump. Good for it.
Before your eyes go a little
sense? Before your eyes, I think we'll get one more little bump.
Oh.
Oh.
Maybe.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're going to put
Hang on.
Hang So I think
Forgotten
it goes
City down because Deathloop is moving across.
Resident
Forgotten City
Evil.
down.
It goes Resident Evil, Forgotten City, Unpacking, Inscription,
Metroid,
Metroid,
Deathloop,
Death
before your eyes.
Before your eyes.
Oh wait. Sorry. Yeah. Is that it?
Yep,
Yep.
that's yep.
Yep.
Okay, so let's look at 6 through 10. Metroid Dread, Inscription, Unpacking, Forgotten City, Resident Evil 8. We happy with that?
As soon as we step back and go like, this
think-
is a top 10 list, and those games are like there, it's like that all it makes perfect sense to me.
Yes.
Where are we at with the top 3 though? Are we?
We're getting to that.
Yeah, because we're about to tackle that.
Right.
we're
Yeah.
gonna tackle that.
So then we've got Deathloop at 5 currently.
I would be happy with that there.
Yep.
I don't think it's better than the 4 games above it.
Agreed.
Agree.
Having
Agree.
tapped out
Yep. Agree.
from before your eyes.
We're including the multiplayer of Halo and
We
Halo
are.
Infinite. It's
Absolutely.
the whole package.
Halo Infinite is.
Yep.
I mean, Halo Infinite to me is mostly the multiplayer.
Yep.
It's,
fair,
it's,
fair,
it's
fair.
whatever
Yep.
you get out of the game. But
Yes.
to me, when I look at Halo Infinite, I'm thinking playing ranked arena.
Yeah. Well, actually, when you look at Halo Infinite, you think gameplay, and
Yes.
that's what we're
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, what were you proposing with Before Your Eyes?
Well, I could be convinced that I actually think Before Your Eyes is top 3. I don't know. I love all 4 of those games so much, and they're also different for all different
that's
reasons.
really
I wouldn't leave Guardians of the Galaxy as number 1 necessarily. Oh, but maybe
I think,
would.
I think
it is.
I think
it's
It Takes
broadly-
2 and Halo surely would be 1 and 2, and I'm not sure which one you would put at the top.
I think
Guardians-
It Takes Two
Guardians
would
3.
be number 1. I would not. I
been
think It
floating
Takes
around the
Two
potential
has
of-
been on everyone's list,
Mm.
high
Yeah.
on those lists.
Yeah.
I haven't heard anyone say anything negative about it except for occasionally some of the story stuff.
Yeah.
And you could say that about Halo and Deathloop, and yeah. So I don't know. When I think of video games this year, I think like It Takes Two is the game that I will remember from this year.
Yeah.
Besides Inscription,
I
as
think
being-
It Takes 2, Halo, Guardians. I think that's how it should go.
And then Before Your Eyes in 4.
I think Before Your Eyes sitting there is good. I feel bad I haven't played it because I want this to represent all of us, and I think I'm not saying having not played it, it should be anywhere else, higher or lower. It's like I'm comfortable with it being there as something I haven't touched yet. But
I think that. Oh, sorry. What were you going to say?
that was it. That was
I just reckon, like, I think we have potentially hyped it up in a way where you might not do
Possibly.
that. But
Yeah.
at the same time, I think that if you had played it when we did, it would hit you exactly the same as it hit us. Like, knowing you,
Yep,
I think
that's
will
what I've taken
totally
from every
do
discussion we've had around it. So in that sense, I'm saying I don't think it needs to go.
Yeah.
If it went up anymore, I would feel the pressure of not having
Having
played
played
it, and it's sitting in our top 3.
Are you
But-
okay with Halo at 2?
Yeah.
What do you reckon about Halo at 2?
Yeah, like I'm
Being the person who
frothing
was scared to
for
put it on their
ranked
list. Yeah.
multiplayer, and like I'm loving every bit of the. single player.
Halo's not my thing, but I totally understand why it's incredible, and I'm also married to someone who follows Halo as a religion.
Yeah.
So I see daily the joy it brings.
But I would also concede that of like, if you look at Halo and Guardians, Guardians nailed story and did an okay gameplay, and Halo nailed gameplay and did an okay story.
Yeah.
Like I think to the same degree that they are okay on the
Yeah.
thing that they're okay on, and they're brilliant on the thing that they're brilliant on. So
Gets to
they're so like they could so interchange
Yeah.
for this list. For
Yeah.
me, obviously Halo I think will be more important to me going ahead.
That's what I mean. It
I'm
has
not
to
going to
get
play
points
Guardians
for the
again,
multiplayer.
probably, but
It has to get not just because the multiplayer is fucking amazing, but because we know it's going to last. We know it's going to be part of our gaming. Like it is that good, and they've nailed that so much. It's weird because it's a bulk on that. It's like it has something that Guardians doesn't have, but I think it has to be commended for that being a multiplayer that is just bloody perfect. So
I mean I would be fine with either, and
I'm very happy. With that.
I think I like this list.
I think I
Yeah.
do too.
I
I think we have a clip of you saying the exact same thing at the
Yeah.
exact same time last year. I think I like this list.
we
This seems
Locking this in?
doing it.
Let's
yeah.
lock it
Are we
in.
locking this in? So it's locked in. Number 10, Resident Evil 8.
Yes.
Resident Evil Village. Number 9, The Forgotten City.
Good on.
Number 8, Unpacking. Number 7, Inscription. Number 6, Metroid Dread. Number 5, Deathloop. Number 4, Before Your Eyes. Number 3, Guardians of the Galaxy. Number 2, Halo Infinite. And the number 1 back pocket game of the year, best game of 2021, It Takes Two. Well done.
We did it, everyone.
Also, a
We did
shout
it.
out to Australian developers getting 2 games on the top 10.
Fuck yeah.
And 2 games that...
One you were going to kill, Nick.
Yeah, well, but 2 games that I think will be on lots of people across the world's top 10, and
Yeah.
that genuinely deserve to be on there,
Totally.
according to the group.
I was about to say, where is Where was this 10 minutes ago?
According to the group.
Well, I guess I'm saying it's not like we're just putting it on there because it's Australian.
Yeah,
like,
no, not at
that-
all.
like
God,
it's
no,
so
yeah, yeah.
exciting that is something
Yeah.
that is there.
Yeah.
Now, the other thing that we do need to announce is we put out a little community vote
Oh, yes.
for the Pocketeer. So you guys voted on what you thought was the game of the year, and the results are in. So I'm happy to announce that they voted on a top 5.
Yep, cool.
So they made even harder decisions. Number 5, Forza Horizon 5.
Oh.
I think that's actually been a game that the Pocketeers have been playing together.
Yep.
Yeah.
As like,
And it has
you know,
5 in the title, so it kind of belongs.
From memory, last year's Pocketeers top 5 had like one in it that we culled straight away and went like, oh, we forgot it. Or, like,
Totally, yeah.
I can't remember what it was. but
Half-Life
yeah.
Alex.
Number
It was.
4,
It fucking was.
Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart.
Wow.
Well done, everyone.
Okay.
So we got a tie for 2.
Ooh, nice.
So tied in second and third place, I suppose, however that works.
Yeah. Tied second. There is
Tied second. Okay, cool. Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy
I've heard of that.
and Unpacking.
Hey.
Oh, shit! Well, it definitely deserves to be on the back pocket.
Yes!
There you go.
Now we can take it off our list.
I bet you, is Halo not even on there? How funny.
Now we can take it off our list.
And the number 1 game of the year, according to you, the Back Pocketeers,
It has to be.
It Takes
Takes
Two.
Two.
Takes
It
two.
takes
Nice.
two.
So
Bravo, It Takes Two.
we might disagree on how to get there, but at the end, the show and the community landed up in the same spot.
It takes 2. It takes the hosts and an audience.
It makes me feel so good knowing that I'm going to have our entire community behind me in the
Watching that
unpacking
video.
arguments.
Weaponizing
Yeah,
and
the
they're just going
audience.
to hate you, which is
Oh, they-
great.
Yeah, but they're not going to say that because they're all like super cozy and cute, silent,
they're gonna be
unpacking
Yeah.
types.
Screw those guys.
But there's going to be a bunch of fucking twisted inscription freaks out there who are going to come for you.
We'll be getting dead squirrels in the mail.
Yeah, stoats, just
Stoats.
hung from string. That is it for the Back Pocket
We fucking did it.
2021 Video Game Awards for Excellence, as voted on by us, the host of the Back Pocket 2021 Video Game Awards for Excellence in Video Games. Well done, guys. We did it. I
did
can't believe after 48 hours we can leave the studio.
Yeah.
we'll die here.
Oh, shit. Will, are we recording? Oh, no. We were.
Stop it.
Oh, no, because both of you saw that. Like, that's such a fucking stupid joke, but Will's face actually looked a little white, but it might just be because he's exhausted. Okay, good.
Let us know what
I like that
your...
you didn't try to sell it too hard because I think you knew what a terrible joke.
Yeah. I didn't go hard. I was about to leave.
He
Is
can
there still more
do
to this
a
video?
great
Yeah.
deadpan.
But we know what
performance.
we don't need to know what their top 5 are. That we already know.
No,
Individually.
the only thing I wanted to add was a fun little game that you can play at home if you're bored during Christmas is try to guess the order we recorded these videos on
Yeah, nice.
based on the level of tasty tubes in the bowl and the liquid in the glass. And there is one video specifically where something drastic happens in the middle of the record and see if you can spot which one that is. Oh, good. All right. We're out of here. See you next year.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.